Hello.
Hello? Are we live?
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
everybody. Hello, dreamers. Welcome to the welcome to the Slumber Talkback. I am Oleander, at Stray Nerd Boy everywhere that you can find me, and tonight we'll be delving into the minds of the cast and crew behind Slumber, an 8-episode liminal horror miniseries over here at Bad House RPG. It was a tale of 4 dreamers, just like you all, who found themselves awake in a sleeping city. The only way to put an end to it all is to unite and struggle their way past the nightmares that fill the streets, guided by a strange golden sheep named Myriad. Their journey took them to a library, on a quest to find answers, through a church to weigh their souls, briefly to a bank robbery in progress, and a boutique to prepare their bodies, and a corporate headquarters to taste their dreams. And they're here to tell the tale. There will be spoilers discussed here, but we've organized we're going to be doing questions. We got a lot of questions we're going to be answering. If you feel free to enjoy, but all the episodes are on Bad House RPG's YouTube channel, so you can watch after this as well, or before this, but I would say watch after, because you're already here. Don't leave. You can't leave. Now, without further ado, let's meet our cast. As I said before, I am Oleander. My pronouns are they, them, and I played basically all the creatures, and a couple of assholes here and there. What about Joe?
Hello, everyone. I am Josephine at Scary Dog Friend, one of the co-producers over here at Bad House RPG. I had been Harlan Yoon as well as Honey Nam. And also just a shout out to Fabian Lele at Rockets and Pens, my other half of Bad House RPG, who made all of the assets for us. So big love, big appreciation to Fabian. I'll pass it off to Abhishek.
Hey everyone, my name is Abhishek Matange. I use he, him pronouns. I was playing Layla Patel. She, her pronouns are lovely, vain, talented, super, like just all around badass model. She was great. Hope we find out more about her today. And I'll pass it off to Sean.
That's me. Hey everybody, I'm Sean. I use he, him pronouns, and I was Tyler Crow, who somehow made it through the whole thing without dying. I don't know how that happened, but we're here and we're going to talk about it. So I'll throw it over to Kendo.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer, and I had the pleasure of playing Dr. James Dunnington, the only man here with a lick of sense. And, of course, I survived. Why would I not? Yeah, that's all I got. Back to Joe, I guess?
No, just this time.
All
right, let's just jump on in.
We're playing it fast and loose today. We'll just see what happens. If you have any questions in the chat, please make sure to.
I got a question to start us off. If we go way back to the beginning.
Fuck.
Joe, you were also the show's producer, and you're the one who reached out to me looking for a show. I pitched you Slumber that night. And the casting call didn't go out for like another week or two, so you had more time to think about the concept. What went into dreaming up your characters?
Oh yeah, so actually extremely interesting. Up until the show's premiere, actually, Harlan was going to be a pilot. Do you guys remember that?
Oh yeah. We go on.
Well, yeah. So Harlan was going to be a pilot because I was extremely interested in like how occupation then we would have introduced like aerial vehicles, you know what I mean? And like the potential that we could have gotten access to a helicopter or like something like that could have been, you know, extremely interesting. That was like maybe my more interesting thing, like how does the occupation influence or incorporate into mechanics and stuff like that. But the reason that I pivoted is because I was so very, very triggered by the there were two extremely, at the time, recent plane crashes that had happened in Philly and DC. So I was like, we're just not gonna do that. Because another thing is that we were the bar fight scene is something we had to come up with extremely also very close to stream.
That was the same day.
It was the same that I changed.
It was you had let me know you were gonna change it, and then we didn't know exactly what it was gonna be until about 2 hours before we went live.
Yeah.
Which is why I introduced Harlan last, I believe.
Yeah. And the original opening for Harlan was going to be way more kind of crazy and grotesque. It was going to be in a plane crash. So I was like, this is too fresh, too fucked up for me right now, too real. But in another universe, Harlan was a pilot. And that was how he woke up into dreaming.
Yeah. And it was I remember jotting down the you switching to I think it was a heart surgeon and going, I'm gonna telltale Harlan immediately.
Yeah, I'm gonna telltale heart, and I'm gonna killing of the sacred deer Harlan immediately. I was just like,
right off the bat.
Like the next, another extremely grotesque thing is being a fucking drunk surgeon. Like, what an awful thing to do. And I was like, I knew immediately I wanted to start by playing just like a guy who dies. Like that was my main thing. I think that was my interest.
Yeah. And you were actually the one who asked me to make sure the game was extra deadly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because originally,
you're welcome.
You had said, "Do you want to do an extremely deadly liminal horror?" And I was like, "Yeah, I could do a liminal horror. Are you sure you want it to be deadly?" And you're like, "Yes, we specifically want it to be deadly." And I'm like, "Okay." But heading into the story, to everyone else, y'all came to the show through an open casting call where you were presented the basic premise, and after being selected and reached out to, y'all were brought together to finally come up with the cast. What was it like making your characters together at Session 0?
I can go first. First of all, I did the casting call literally in my head, just yeah, this would be cool. Probably not gonna happen. And then got on the cast, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then I saw everybody else who was on the cast. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So was super stoked to be part of the cast and to play with everybody. When I was filling it out, and there was something in there about what is the idea that you have for character, and also backup character, because your first character very likely might die. I immediately was twins would be interesting, and playing on the dynamic of how they're connected, and also the whole one twin dying is always a gut-wrenching thing. I don't even think Sinners is out yet, but yeah, that is always a gut-wrenching thing. And it was also really cool because I had a very loose idea, but then kind of coming into Session 0, when we all kind of got together and bounced ideas off each other of what our characters were, that kind of gave me the opportunity to flesh out a bit more. And as soon as I think that during Session 0, Joe kind of talked a little bit about Honey a little bit, even though Honey was actually the backup character. And I was like, this person is probably going to ruin Tyler's life. And so, like, having the conversations of, like, how all the characters were going to connect was interesting. And also, I think that I might be jumping a little ahead, but, like, when we did the 1.5, like, test session, I think that was very cool because, like, it kind of gave us an idea of, like, how they were all going to interact with each other when we got into, like, the actual game proper.
Yeah, session 0.5 was originally I wanted it to flow directly into the campaign. But then y'all gave me such dope ideas for where your characters would wake up that I was like, that's gotta be the beginning. Yeah, how is everyone else feeling about making your characters?
I can probably go next. I think when I was filling out the casting call, I definitely had, like, compared to when I filled out the casting call to when we actually, I think, met up in session 0, I had 2 very different ideas in mind. Because I think when I was first filling out the casting call, I was in a similar mode to Sean. I was like, I just filled it. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to get on this. And then I was like, I get a call, and I'm like, I get a message. I'm like, oh, hey, you're in this. I'm like, cool. Okay. Alrighty. But, as I was filling out the casting call, I think I, weirdly enough, was interested in doing an idea with Survivor's Guilt.
Mhm.
But that's when I, that's the idea I originally had when I was first kind of playing it, and kind of expecting, okay, if, in knowing what would happen, I think that was the original idea from a backup character, like, hey, you have this main character, dies, all of a sudden your backup character finds out they're dead. What do they do with that? How do they deal with the Survivor's Guilt that's most likely going to happen? And then, but seeing that sort of evolve when we got to the session 0, and then eventually taking shape into Layla, was a really interesting process for me, because I went from having, like, this 2 really good friends to this sort of strictly business relationship between my main and my backup. But it was still just so, it was just interesting to see how the change occurred from these close friends who were originally my proto, I guess, characters, to what would eventually become Layla and my backup character, Vinay. So, yeah, it was really interesting to see that happen. And then just to be able to play, like, this bitchy, like, sassy, just all around, like, almost very stereotypically, like, model, but also not at the same time. It was a new experience, because considering I had played a lot of stoic badass characters before in other APs, so it was a nice experience and, like, portray that.
Hell yeah. I loved Layla. Even I remember, like, the first time you spoke in session 0.5, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fucking gold. And what about Kendo?
If I remember correctly, my thought process around James was I really wanted to make someone who had done something that's, like, on the surface very unforgivable, but, like, for a reason that made sense for, like, the context of it, right? But, like, still having that person have, like, an immense amount of guilt over it, and, like, even, like, with its justifiability, or, like, you know, weird middle space. And so that's kind of how I, like, landed on, like, okay, someone who's killed their spouse, but out of, like, self-defense, as, like, a reaction to the spouse wanting to kill them, but not having evidence or, like, really any kind of, like, situation to just to, like, go to someone and be like, hey, this is a bad thing that happened. My spouse was slowly poisoning me over, and actually, we never talk about it during the thing.
Yeah.
But, like, the reason why James killed his wife is because she was poisoning him so that she could kill him and, like, take the life insurance money and, like, whatever would be given to her post his death. And it was, like, slowly disabling him, and one of his students realized it. This was actually at a point when my original second character was going to be the student that helped him kill his wife and hide her body. Yeah, basically, like, the student finds out, like, the student, like, recognizes the signs of, like, arsenic poisoning, and is like, hey, you're being, there's something fucked up actually happening. But, like, telling Kim for their own selfish reasons. Yeah, then he, like, confronts his wife, it becomes a physical altercation, and he kills her. And, you know, he has grief about that and so much guilt about that. Every waking moment of his life. But then at some point, I switched over from playing this character who was the secondary character, moved from being the student that helped him kill his wife to being his child that had been, like, separated and, like, out of his life since before he killed his wife. And so, like, the kid wouldn't have any perspective or understanding of the situation leading up to the murder. But also, I wanted to play this, like, really, like, disaffected, like, punk queer, like, young adult who also, like, isn't, like, the best person and fully left their family, not because their dad and, like, parents wouldn't be supportive, but just as a kind of, like, fuck you, you guys are rich and you don't understand me and what's going on in the world, which is, like, not wrong, but also they ran away and chose to be and choose to live a very nomadic life, despite the fact that stability is literally a phone call away, which would have been fun. But Dr. James doesn't die because he's too cool. So
Dr. James from session 0.5, which part of me is sad that we don't have it. We didn't record it,
yeah.
But I remember your first reaction during session 0.5 to realizing you're in a creepy basement with a bunch of the 0.5 was just my version of PT, by the way. It was a playable trailer. They were trapped in a creepy basement and needed to get out, but when Dr. James woke up, you just pretended to still be unconscious.
I forgot about that.
I just laid on the floor, pretended to be dead.
You're like, they'll leave me alone eventually. They did not leave you alone.
No, they did not, in fact.
Which really was like, when we get to the actual game, Dr. James is going to be the one who's like, I'm not doing this. I've read horror books before. Then everyone's like, we're doing it.
Yeah. That's kind of how I kind of latched onto the trait of him being very media literate and very genre literate, which then...
Anime fan.
Yeah, which the anime wasn't true during the 0.5, but I think was a decision I made, like, right before that session.
You guys, I have the 0.5. I just realized.
You do?
I do.
Oh,
Wait, what?
shit.
That could be a fun Patreon release, honestly.
Yeah.
That would be
You
cool.
should do it, and everyone and then everyone can subscribe to the Patreon and see my funny rant for.
Oh my god, the
no.
rant was
I forgot about that.
rant. Oh my god. I'm in a 9 Inch Nails music video.
Wild.
Such an iconic Tyler moment, honestly.
Seriously.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, it was session 0.5 was something. All of y'all got to come up with your how you wanted to be introduced, essentially, with how your character woke up. And we talked about Harlan waking up in a drunken bar fight.
Yeah.
And getting stuck in a Telltale Heart reenactment.
Also, something extremely, just fun and sweet is that Kendo literally gives me the iconic Harlan jacket, the night of premiere, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Kendo gave you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it because I watched I bought it because I watched an Action Button Reviews video about Cyberpunk 2077 where he goes over the history of souvenir jackets, um, as a part of a very long bit about capitalism in Cyberpunk 2077, and I was like, damn, those jackets are actually kind of cool though. And I went to buy one, and I bought one online, and it was too small. And then I just had it around for months, and then we moved in, and I was like, Joe, would this fit you? Do you want this? And here it is.
Here it is.
Oh yeah,
It looks good.
it is a nice jacket. And then it ended up on who? Layla. Layla had it for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Layla had Harlan's jacket. Yeah.
My jacket
R.I.P.
got around.
R.I.P. Harlan.
R.I.P.
He ended up being the only one that died.
Yeah, I thought this was supposed to be highly deadly, Oleander.
Look. I went into it like, I'm gonna come out swinging. I'm gonna be highly deadly. And then there were points where y'all were rolling really well, and points where I was rolling really shit, as well as points where I was like, especially when we got towards like that second half of the series, I was like, how easy would it be to introduce a new character in the last 3 episodes?
Exactly.
Where I kind of pulled off the gas a little bit towards the end.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Though, if the series were probably 3 episodes longer, some of y'all probably would have died more.
I
was
I don't
on
doubt
death's
you.
door. So.
Tyler would have died.
I
Absolutely.
think I would have died. Yeah.
I had 2 control left by the end of the game. I definitely would
You
have.
were
So-
mentally at your limit.
If this were like 11 episodes,
Yeah.
it would have been Honey, Vinay, what is your sister's name again? Fuck.
Harper.
Harper
Harper. Yeah.
and and Dr. James.
And Dr. James.
Dr.
'cause
James would've still
can't
lived.
die.
Oh no, I lied.
That's
I
the
forgot how
power
he
of being
feels.
a
No, I would
coward.
have. Yeah.
You
I forgot.
die.
I would have technically lived.
Die
I forgot how buffed Layla was, like in terms of like.
Layla was
stat-wise.
stacked, yeah.
Yeah.
Layla
Like-
had final girl energy the whole time.
Oh,
Exactly, yeah.
I loved
Oh,
Layla.
Layla had 7 strength, which is not great, but 12 dex and 14 control, which is wild to me compared to Vinay, who is
Everything
yeah.
considered.
none
yeah.
of that. Yeah. But yeah.
Oleander, what are
Yes.
your touchstones? What so the thing that you said to me is that you had Slumber in the bag. Like
Yes,
I came to your door and you were like, yeah, I have
I got a horror
story.
game.
So like what is all the work that comes with a sleep epidemic story? Like what are the touchstones? What is the inspiration?
So, I guess originally when I first came up with Slumber, it was after my training arc, where my first attempt at an AP never happened. It never. A different GM had to take over because I caught COVID, and this was like 2021, 2022. And then I went back to college, and then while I was in college, I was running games literally just to experiment with different kinds of games and different kinds of techniques and shit. And then after I got out of college, I was like, I'm not doing that again. I was like, time to start planning my first real AP. And I settled on using liminal horror, and I batch created like 6 different horror pitches that I mostly still have in the bag, and that's when I ran Violet Bay for Joe and Kendo on Nameless Domain that year. And after I did that, I was sitting on Slumber, which was originally an idea that I had come up with that I canned simply because I knew that 3 episodes wasn't going to be enough for it. And so keeping it in my bag that long, I continuously would go back and like tinker with it. It was originally about like friends from college having to confront their dreams that didn't go well, in a city that fell asleep. And then it eventually just kept on evolving. From the very beginning, I was interested in using liminal horror because I wanted to do a game that felt like a survival horror, which is what liminal horror is for. And I did a little bit of research playing a couple of different games, like The Evil Within 2, not the first one. Evil Within 2. Sorry to those who enjoyed the first one, but you're wrong. The sequel's a masterpiece, though. I went back and I took a look at Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and I kind of wanted to do a story, especially since the idea for Slumber did technically come from a dream for me. Where I was in a dream where I was in like a club and I was like, hey, how come ain't nobody moving but me? Like everyone was asleep standing up. But there was something moving on the ground around people's legs and I couldn't tell what it was, but I knew it wanted to kill me. I was like, I gotta get out of this club. And I woke up and that was around the time where I was bulk planning. So then I started getting really into just like looking up things about sleep, right? Like, apparently one of the most common dreams on the planet is people having dreams of losing their teeth. I was looking up things about like sleep, like animals associated with dreams. I was looking up like, how much do scientists actually know about dreams? I was getting really into it, and I was developing the world around the city as well, just in case people left. If y'all had decided to leave the city, I had a plan. I had a backup plan that would have been really fucked up.
If I had gotten the helicopter. Wow.
If y'all had said, yeah, we're leaving, I would have been like, I bet.
Close.
I had my first teeth falling out dream ever, like a couple weeks ago, or maybe a couple months ago or something like that. It's really bad. Like you can't feel anything, but it's just like you kind of feel like what would be the space and pressure falling out of your mouth. You know, I don't know how else to describe that, but like
I had one about 2 weeks ago. It was weird. I was just doing a lot of dream research and also thinking about how I would structure the pathways. Because for me, I plan start with the philosophy of the narrative and build a world around it. Like I had to go into it knowing, is this the kind of world where I would name the actual president if I ever had to name the president, or is this a world where I would name a fictional president? So I was doing a lot of like really weird work that no one's going to see.
It's Mark Ruffalo Trump.
Yeah.
From Mickey 17.
Okay. He was very much doing a Trump impression with that fake tan on in that movie.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But yeah,
my recurring bad dream is. I was saying my recurring bad dream is lame. I keep waking up at the end of the semester realizing I haven't gone to school all semester.
Oh,
Like, that's not nearly as fun or exciting.
I mean, that's a different kind of bad feeling right there. So,
School dreams are pretty bad.
Being late dreams.
I still have I have school dreams still occasionally, where I'm like working tirelessly on a project that I know is due in 3 hours.
Oh, it's
I
real.
keep having reoccurring school dreams where I'm back at high school but as an adult, and it's like, oh, I didn't finish. I have to go back and do classes, and then I get lost in the labyrinthine halls of my high school.
Yeah.
It's kind and then like it's like teachers and stuff who are there, and they're like, why are you here again? And I'm like, yeah, I gotta come back. And there's nothing like scary happening, but I do keep having this dream, and I do keep having the memories of having the previous ones, and so I keep having the thought of like, why do I have to keep doing this? And I always never have my schedule because I haven't like gone to like ask about like, hey,
this is my
hey, what
nightmare.
classes
Like,
so I have to like
I think we're having the same dream.
Are you showing up at my all boys Catholic high school?
Truly,
Oh, no.
and the American education system and all of the ways that it just overextends into it's in our dreams and it's a stressor.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
another big thing for me, was wanting to make sure that everything that I did felt stemming from a common fear that someone living in a city in America would feel, was another big deal for me.
The near the end where we walked in and like people were like asleep at their desks still working, I was like, that's actually the most
brutal,
terrifying
Fuck
thing
you,
fucking
man.
ever, because that's
Yeah.
an actual nightmare that I would have.
I for all of the things I came up with, I was also very worried that it wouldn't be scary, because I don't scare easy. I giggle through horror things, and so I'd be writing stuff and I'm like, I'm not sure if this is gonna be scary, let's see if it works. And at this point I was also like in a weird space with horror where I hadn't been watching or like engaging much with horror stuff for a while, where Slumber was kind of me going, do I still got one left in me? And hey, I think I did.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That said, let us. There was a brief mention of Catholicism there. I didn't expect how religious this story was gonna get. I thought we would have gone through the church in 2 episodes. I think we spent half the series
3?
there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Three,
yeah, yeah.
three and a half.
3, I think. Yeah.
And no need to apologize. I should have seen it coming, right? Because you had your character being Catholic in your backstory, Kendo, and then Sean, you had your character being a cult survivor, essentially, in your backstory. So I should have assumed it would have gotten really religious, right? But I truly wasn't expecting how far. But you guys did wonderful in those episodes.
How do y'all, Shauna and Kendo, feel about like is portraying religious trauma and guilt a common theme or thread for you, or is it one of your first forays into it? Like, what was your experience like?
I'll let you go first.
You let me go. Okay. It was, I think, from a player character perspective, it was the first time I've really played a character who like dealt with like this intense sense of like, oh man, I've done something wrong that I can never atone for. So it was really interesting and like exploring like how that aligns with faith and like how one believes, right, about like how you need to exist in the world and like how the world is supposed to work, right? James is someone who theoretically believes that God can forgive all sins and will forgive all sins if you ask and do the work for it, but believing himself not worthy of that, and like having to like kind of parse what does it mean to be unworthy in a religion that theoretically everyone should be worthy to receive forgiveness was an interesting thing. Yeah, I don't know, I find it fun to see how faith interacts with one's choices, especially in like a really complex moral situation, but also even on like how does that debilitate you in a survival situation where it's like, yeah, we have to go into this church to do the thing we have to do next, but believing that like I can't step foot in this church because I'm not worthy to, because the last I have not yet done confession, and like not believing I'm worthy of confession. So it's like, yeah, but we got to go in there, or like the ghost cops are going to shoot us or something. So
Y'all don't want to know what happens if the sirens catch you.
Dog,
God.
the scene of me in the bus with the eyes drawing themselves on the fogged glass was crazy.
That was, yeah.
That was crazy.
That was inspired by me driving through streets door dashing on moist nights where there's fog and I can see the police sirens 2 blocks down. Wondering, should I just go around that?
That was sick. Yeah, church fucked me up, y'all. And so like a lot of games that I've played in, whether I'm running them or playing, that is, you know, kind of purveying like an overarching theme. Also, I'm a big Mike Flanagan girly, and like everything that he does kind of ropes that in. And kind of my idea with Tyler and Harper was the idea of 2 people who were raised in the same household by the same parent and suffered the same trauma and metabolized that in completely opposite ways. And the idea was that like Tyler exploring the idea of what happens when a child literally does everything in their power to do everything that is asked of them all the time and still like has everything bad happen to them, and you know, kind of wrestling with that thing of, I did everything right, I did everything I was supposed to do, I followed all the rules, why am I the one who's left alone? And kind of like wrestling with that. And because like his whole thing was that he kind of stuck with the cult right up until the end and was the only survivor, whereas Harper kind of saw the writing on the wall early and was also kind of ostracized from her family because she was queer, and kind of was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go find community somewhere else. And like her story ended up being, you know, different because, you know, she found community somewhere else, and you know, would have had a completely different outlook on life. But yeah, with Tyler, it was a lot of just like, you know, the idea of, you know, I think with a lot of you know, people who work through religious trauma and things like that, you know, one of the tough things to overcome is this idea of like, you know, you were doing what everybody around you when you were growing up told you was like the objectively morally right thing to do, and then coming to a point in your life where you realize that like, you know, a lot of bad things have happened and a lot of people have been hurt because you were doing what you were taught to do and what you were told to do, and then having to unlearn those things and having to realize like, no, this is actually like not the way to like be a good person, and like kind of learning how to let being a good person guide you towards faith rather than letting faith guide you toward what kind of person you're going to be, because a lot of times religion and legalism by itself guides you towards being a not so good person. So like that was kind of the dynamic that I was kind of approaching Tyler with.
And it was heart-wrenching watching Tyler and Dr. James interact during the basically everything in the church, and a little bit afterwards as well, as we got closer towards the end and saw Tyler getting a chance to. You got a Fallout option where you got to have the answer that would guide you to a question that would guide you to one answer, and you were like, "Where's my sister?" And I'm like, "Ooh."
Yeah. That was so sick.
It was so good. And with that that also happening, there was a little bit of a focus on, to a certain extent, like capitalism and beauty standards going through Layla and Honey. with Layla waking up at a casting call and meeting a kind of parasocial fan in Harlan, and then meeting Honey. And then Honey, as this person who could be a model, chose to be a bank robber.
Layla had probably one of the more terrifying openings.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah. That was certainly something. And I still, like... Ugh.
The model chain.
Yeah, the model chain is just... Oh.
I remember... Because I have my notes that I took at session 0 for all of y'all. Slumber. Let me pull them up real quick. I think this is it. Yes. You had written that Layla is a model who had a scandal ruin her reputation, and she got kicked out from her agency and was trying to climb back into the industry, and you woke up at a modeling audition, which you had previously grown beyond needing in your past. And we didn't really super explain what exactly was it that ruined your reputation, because we try to be mysterious over here. But yeah, you were dealing a lot with how Layla has been having to deal with being shamed by an entire industry. How was that for you?
It was certainly interesting, because when I thought of the idea to have Layla be a disgraced model, it was definitely because when I was originally coming up with the idea for Layla, I definitely okay, model seems like a really good idea, but if I wanted to add a little something, there has to be some sort of something compelling about her that makes her this bitchy, this arrogant, this just not really great person in the beginning. And so I figured, why not have her be involved, or at least be dealing with the fallout from this really big scandal, which essentially was whatever you could really imagine for what would happen, what it would take for a model of her status to fall so hard, drugs, illicit, all kinds of illicit shit that you can imagine. She got caught and charged with. So it was a bad set of circumstances for her to be in.
It always...
But, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
It always just read to me as very puritanical, targeting woman of color model vibe. It would, if someone doing cocaine, if they were white, or something even worse or whatever, it's less of a, it always seems okay, well, do you ever consider that person's mental state when they took it, and the reason and doing so obviously offsets a wave of an audience of people being I would never do that because I'm not that, I wouldn't turn to that. And it's well, this beautiful woman is not you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so interesting because the entertainment industry absolutely full of drugs and illicit activities.
Oh yeah.
It's always so disproportionate who ends up suffering the most when their stuff gets revealed. And we end up seeing one person who did stick through for Layla through it all, and Harlan, who was a big fan. Both of you covered in ink from the ink monsters in the library.
Oh,
God.
So I would love to talk about something, just thinking about Harlan, is the gender thing. So in the moment, I didn't actually have a set 100% idea of how I wanted, I didn't know how I wanted it to go. I didn't know how I wanted it to read. Is it specifically a trans femininity sort of story. Like, I think Nerdy and Ina have incredible reactions to Harlan being like, let me feed you some estrogen and you'll be okay, whatever. And it's like, I think that's like a perfect read on it, like, honestly, just in terms of like what you're getting out of what Harlan is saying versus what's happening in the moment. I think in the moment, without like because for him, he's not thinking labels either. He's just thinking, there's just like this voice in my head that's like faceless and like, you know, nothing in particular, but it does have, you know, breasts and skinnier legs and like no hair, no body hair. And, you know, it's just all of the like things that begin to fill in before you start to realize that like there's gender fuckage happening. And I think what is just essentially true is that there is a lot of self-loathing in Harlan that could be fixed by a lot of actual self-experimentation and like letting him so he had a wife that he cheated on with Honey, and that was the whole the
both
whole
were blonde,
and both were, yeah, right, like that feeling when you marry the woman that you wish that you looked like. I don't know, like there was just a lot going on, you know what I mean, like and also for a, you know, an Asian man to want to be a blonde like model, like there's a lot of clear, like, this is what it means to be like even with some drag queens performances of femininity, it's like this is like what peak womanhood looks like, and a lot of that is the cool thing about performance. Yeah, I didn't have a specific through line that I was going for, or like I didn't have a specific label that I was going for, I think is more correct. But I do think it was, for him, it was just a story of, I hate myself and I'm prescribing that to a lot of physical attributes. Yeah, it was extremely fun to connect with the audience in that way. Like,
yeah,
those are the last moments before he dies too. Like,
and it was in the newsroom with the typewriters with Layla, the reflection monster.
God.
Which, having a monster that is made of mirror, I thought was going to be fun to throw at Layla, and I didn't expect it to also be work so well for Harlan in that scene.
Yeah.
And the both of you rocked with that going into the next several sessions too. Abhishek, you kept Layla. You asked for Layla to continuously see Harlan in several scenes, and of course, Honey showed up, and there was the little brief showdown over who got the wallet. The wallet with the picture of his wife in it.
I want to get to Ina's question before, because we have so much that we can talk about. So Ina's question on Blueski. So Ina Esoterina at B-Sky. What do you think the story would have looked like if Harlan had stayed alive? He would really have been... He would be dragging everyone behind, because at that point his control, like his strength was shit. Like, it would... I don't even know. Like, to me, it feels like it would have gotten to a point where it would have been... Because before he died, he got so aggro with James. He was like... He had, like, hit Tyler before in battle or something. Like, he was like, oh, so you're not a real doctor. Like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. And Layla's the only one who has, like, the right idea. Like, if he had... Well, actually, if he survived after the reflection room, it would have been, like... Maybe he would have cleaned up his act a little bit, honestly. And maybe there would have been, like, a cool conversation between him and Layla about, like... dressing up and like talking about like her career and like maybe like I don't know, like a weird networking moment in replacement of like intimacy and vulnerability. Like, oh, I could totally get you like maybe some other place we can like move somewhere. Like, I don't know. It would become extremely. He would become sweeter in ways that would still be annoying, and I would have to kill him probably eventually because of it.
I had a little bit of a custom nightmare for Harlan that I had been kind of tinkering with, where you had themes in your backstory for Harlan. Let me look at the thing again. Ooh, too high. There's Harlan. Me looking at the first sentence, sad closeted pilot lives in a bubble. But you also had written doesn't want the baby that's on the way for him.
Yes.
And I had been setting up with like the heartbeats in the beginning as like the sort of starting kind of thing, and I wanted to pull inspiration from like that and have the heartbeats lead you towards a kind of baby themed monster later on, if that had happened. And I was a little bit sad that I didn't get to set it off, but also I am happy that Harlan became the symbol for multiple characters' approaches.
Yeah, he had a baby on the way, and he didn't want it. But he sure fucking did it, right? Like, it's just so classic for men to start a family and then just suddenly not want it anymore. That was very much his, like, just irresponsibility, sort of speaking. But very inspired by the Catherine baby monster encounter, as well as the Resident Evil Village baby. And like, you know, Resident Evil Village, imagine if you were playing Village but instead of Ethan, it was fucking Harlan. Just so much more whining, and then him like looking at like, there wasn't gonna be like model magazines in that Italian village, but like him just being like, he probably would have folded for all the daughters. Like the game would have ended, you know. That's very much his stupid vibe.
I can see it.
Did we get to everyone's encounters for each player that you wanted to get to? Like, did we have like a Tyler encounter, a James one?
The Tyler one was the gargoyle.
Oh.
The James one, I knew I was going to do something fucked up with the well, I guess with the both the wife, the familial stuff, right? Yeah. On one hand, you know, there was the meat lady at the beginning.
The meat.
But the kind of little bit of like with the dream sequence with the child towards the end was something that could have happened earlier depending on the circumstances. But when the juicy Tyler James commentary in the church was happening, I'm like, I'll hold off on this other thing for now. For Layla, we got the model chain and the reflection monster, and we got to the big room of celebrities towards the end. So I got to do all of those. For Tyler, we also got to do the "you feel like you belong in this car" dream sequence, and Honey. Honey, I didn't have as much planning for because they were the backup character, but and I was like, I'm not sure what episode they're going to be coming in on. But I was setting up the sirens to be in the story from the very beginning because I knew you had a backup character who was a criminal.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm going to lean in on that a little bit and set it up beforehand because I can probably kill at least Harlan, right? Hey, Harlan died. Everyone else was a lot more efficient at surviving than I thought they'd be. I probably could have amped up the danger, but I think it all turned out well. Things would have been different if y'all had left the city.
Yeah.
Because if you had left the city, we would have been doing a couple time skips. It would have taken place over multiple different, maybe weeks, maybe months. Going into, oh, you guys have escaped. You've made it back to some semblance of normal lives. If you had homes in the city, you don't have them anymore because you're not in the city anymore. And you would have had to deal with the Clover Corporation wanting to find you.
Yeah.
The media wanting to find you. But also your nightmares in particular are still coming to life outside the city. And the only way to solve it would be to go back. And if someone died, then the alarms would start raising faster. But you all would have been separated for that and more likely to die in that case. So I had like a backup plan.
Wow.
That was fairly well developed for just in case. I also knew what would happen if you said, you know what, this gargoyle seems like they know their shit.
Oh my god. The endings.
You probably would have been asked to still go to that same tower, but not destroy or turn off the machine to do something else more fucked up, and we would have gotten a real unhappy ending.
No.
So
Doomed timelines were abound.
I planned a little bit. I was even when I was like the person I'm going to unchain, I know for a fact is going to be Honey. We're gonna see what happens. Honey, who's had the least to do with Myriad. Has no stake in Myriad. There's a lot I kind of was juggling at the same time mentally while running this. I had a lot of different weird contingency plans for stuff.
Such a good DM. Oh shit. Hello, Kai, and hello, Raiders.
Hello, Raiders.
We are having a cozy little talk back.
Yeah, we're doing a talk back for Slumber, which was an 8-part miniseries that Bad House ran at the beginning of the year. And all the episodes are available online, but feel free to stay. Just be aware that there's some spoilers abound. Hello. But yes, that does bring us kind of to, we've talked about everyone's backup characters, the accidental Catholicism story, sleep epidemic, and I guess the gargoyle was like a really strong middle point in the story.
Yeah.
And dropping all of y'all in there and then having you all come out on the other end. That was the midpoint, because we also went on a 2-week break after that, I believe. Was it right before that? And then you guys had that downtime where the characters had heart-to-hearts over Watch Mojo. And,
oh my god.
The Watch Mojo.
Kendo
Oh my god.
makes films. No, was that whose fault was that?
No, that was
Honestly,
Sean.
That was Sean. Okay.
I attribute it to both Kendo and Sean. Honestly,
What did I do? No, Sean.
you both brought it up.
You're muted, Sean.
You're muted, Sean. Yeah, speak for yourself.
Damn. I'm just saying, you set it up by bringing anime into it.
That's true, you did.
That's neither here nor there.
So why the anime, Kendo?
Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah.
Because it
Yeah.
was funny.
That's it.
Sometimes that's all
great
you
talk
need.
back.
It was for the bit.
It was
It was
funny,
simply
but
for the bit.
it was
To
simply
be
for the
fair,
bit. But,
Myriad was very like
They're anime.
Atlas
Very.
mascot character in
Oh,
your
easily, yeah.
Persona game esque.
no, genuinely, it was I was trying to figure out what kind of media would make James the most like understanding the vibe of what's going on while not like fully getting it. And so like there and I was also looking for something to tie him with like his kid who's like a young queer adult, so like 7 times out of 10 probably into some kind of anime. And then also it was just funny. If an old man was like, this is just like Card Captor Soccer.
I still
58-year-old
remember.
professor.
I still remember all of our
Magica.
faces
Yeah.
when you first brought up Card Captor Sakura.
Right? It was I thought it would just be
Looks
like
on our
really
faces.
it would be really funny because I was fully just getting like magical girl contract beast out
Absolutely,
of from him.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so it just like
Yeah.
it kind of just fit. And it would be the funniest if an old man was like, don't you know Madoka Magica like this is? It
And
was
then
yeah,
me, the 23-year-old, being like, "Yeah, I don't actually watch anime. I watch
And then
porn."
being caught watching Watch Mojo. Top 10 anime.
but it was so good.
It was fun twisting the anime against you in the dream sequence,
Oh.
going, you see your kid on the couch watching an anime in the morning. This is the dream that you've always wanted. What are they watching, Kendo? What was it? My
Monster.
Hero Academia?
No,
Was
it
it-
wasn't my hero. I
That's right.
couldn't tell you. I think I said
It was either that or Demon Slayer.
No, it wasn't.
think
It was the shoujo anime, but I don't remember what it was.
Is it Madoka?
It was something from 10 years ago. Because it was kind of like your child younger. I can't remember off the top of my head which
Yeah,
particular anime it
I
was.
feel like it was a magical girl anime of some kind.
I think you said
Sailor
Madoka
Moon.
Magica. I don't exactly
It
remember.
might have
Oh,
been
might have
Madoka
Sailor Moon.
Magica. It might have been Sailor Moon.
One of the two.
It was Monster.
It might have been.
It was Monster.
It was Monster.
Oh man, I wish my kid was that cool. Oh,
What the hell?
Oh my god.
13-year-old watching Monster.
that's something my dad
God.
would watch with me as a kid, and I would have been too scared to watch. People
Honestly.
die in this, and he'd be like,
People die.
"Yeah,
Get
People
over
die
it.
in real life.
I'm trying to. I think it was. Fuck. What is that one? Because we talked about it. Fuck. Was that magical girl anime where with the eggs? All kids have an egg in their hearts, an egg in their soul. Their
Oh,
would-be self.
Shugochara!
Shugochara. I think it was
Shugochara,
Shugochara.
that's what it was,
Yeah.
It
Because
was
that's
so fun.
All
was
kids got
mine.
eggs in them.
in their heart. Oh yeah, because then I brought the egg back again. I brought the egg up with the magic egg in the church.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Isn't
God.
it
Jesus.
poetic that
Just
Harlan
girl.
died and a magical egg appeared?
Well,
It's funny,
all
'cause, like, I
kids
still
have an
remember
egg in
the
their
He
heart.
laid that egg for you to, and that was Jesus Christ.
Layla was his would-be self.
Yeah.
God.
Um,
God, it's funny because I remember like Layla just always commenting like, "You fucking nerds, why are you talking about this?"
Yeah.
that implies that
Harlan-
you knew what the. fuck
Harlan
about.
and Honey absolutely The both of them probably liked Yorgos Lanthimos movies. Like, honestly, they probably fucked watching Killing of a Sacred Deer or...
That's fucked up.
Yeah, like, just... Honey is that person. Honey is, like, only knows the most fucked up things that you could possibly watch and tries to get one of her dates to fuck her to them. Like, I don't know. Like, that's just the type of person that I built.
You're living a fun life,
Tyler.
Tyler.
Or Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler, what movie would you watch?
Oh,
Bambi.
I think you're muted again.
Did you say Bambi?
Oh, it's like, yeah, you said Killing of a Sacred Deer, and I thought that was Bambi, so I put Bambi on.
No. And Honey's like...
Honey's favorite part is watching the mom get shot.
Yeah.
I imagine like when Honey and and Tyler just on their road trip together. Tyler just says that. Honey just gives him like the meanest fucking like, I'm sorry, what did you just say?
What part of these deer are sacred? There's nothing idolatrous about anything in Bambi. She's just like chewing him out. She'll fuck Tyler and a Bambi. Why the fuck not?
Insane behavior.
We did it, chat.
We did it.
We did it.
You see, Tyler woke up a fry cook in a burning down diner and ended
God.
going on an adventure with a wolf lady.
The wolf lady. I completely forgot that he was a wolf lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the things that happen to you with the Fallout tables are that one that you rolled for that didn't have like a condition on when it ends. So I just asked Joe, "You want the wolf to be permanent?"
Fuck yes, I did. And yes, I did. And if you can't pry my little claws off of a wolf imagery, symbolism, especially the she-wolf. Shout out to Wayward Autumnal. It's just too tantalizing for me every time.
I remember we joked about Slumber 2 Electric Boogaloo. And I can't imagine how Tyler and Honey would appear again in the sequel.
Oh god.
I can't imagine what they'd be like by then. I can't imagine all of them, because Dr. James just went back to being an English professor, right?
No.
What happened at Dr.
Do we
James?
want to? Let's talk about the end. Like what?
What was the endings?
The endings,
Don't
yeah.
remember, I'm gonna be honest.
That was so long ago.
Yeah.
I know Honey and Tyler rode off in the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
I think Layla went back to being a model.
She went back to being a model and reveled in her newfound fame. So
Yeah, exactly. Like Layla
Took advantage of the worst scenario.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can imagine Layla starring in her own movie about her life.
No, I think
absolutely.
doesn't she become an
She
actress
so
or
would.
something? Like she'd be like
Their comeback story.
yeah.
I think like it was like model / actress / basically like just getting back into the limelight essentially.
Yeah.
Whatever form or / like I think she does like definitely modeling. I think she would do like a smidge of acting and like just whatever she can, honestly, because girl needs that money.
I could imagine Dr. James writing a book or something.
We've joked about like who like playwrights the whole thing,
Because everyone in the world knows the slumber happened. This wasn't something that happened in isolation. The news was like, "Hey, how come
Actively covering it.
How come that whole city asleep over there?"
Yeah.
Would I write a book about it? That's so interesting.
There's so many routes that could have
What
been
would
taken.
I'd probably come out of this being like, I need to find my kid. Yeah, I would probably. I'd take time off of work to probably try to find them. I think.
Mm-hmm. Try to rekindle the relationship.
Yeah. Tell them that their mom is dead. try to explain that situation. I think I would spend a little. I think it would take time. I think it would take a while to try to rekindle that. So he's doing that for the foreseeable future.
Slumber 2 is just like Tyler and Honey living off the grid and being like getaway car motherfuckers, like Duster. And then if anything came back related to the Slumber, it's just like Wolf, Honey, and Tyler knocking on Layla and Dr. James's door like, we got one more job.
We gotta assemble a crew.
Tyler, you would have loved Ethel Kane.
Tyler comes back with an eye patch.
Yeah.
Tough Tyler.
You all would show up at James's door, and he will let you all stay for dinner so he can check in on Tyler, and then promptly send you on your way. He's not joining you on an adventure to save the world. Oh, you're gonna shoot me?
Yes, you are.
No.
You're coming.
You want to shoot me?
You're
gonna shoot me just because I'm not gonna come with you?
You're gonna come help us save the world
No.
again, and you're gonna come help us save the
Absolutely
world
not.
again.
Absolutely. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I'm rekindling my relationship with my kid. All right.
What
I'm
about this kid? And I point to Tyler, who's just like dead.
Your
inside.
Airstats kid is like asking you to come help him. So I mean, how can you say no to that?
Yeah, exactly.
That the kind of you're not my kid, but I'm projecting onto you like it from James to Tyler through the whole series was also a blast to watch.
Oh, that was hilarious to watch. It was so good. Oh.
Us half yelling at each other most of the time. My boy, I just want you to not die. I want you to not.
Layla and Harlan.
Meanwhile,
Layla and Harlan / Honey are just like actively ignoring them. Just like, let them do their own fucking thing. We're not involved.
Then towards the end of the series, you guys got to the Clover Corporation headquarters,
Yes.
which that was like the biggest element that I knew was going to be like I knew from the very beginning it was going to start in a library and end at a corporate building. Excuse me. I knew that I was going to be throwing a lot of supernatural threats at you, and then I was going to have the big bad be the biggest loser who's easy to dispatch on the planet, because he's just a guy. I wanted him to be like the Wizard of Oz for y'all, a fraud towards the end, and it was Dr. Richson. And I was so, on one hand, I was nervous about introducing him because I was like, everyone's expecting me to keep on coming up with creatures. Is a normal guy gonna be too weird? But also, the show was very much me with every creature and every threat kind of going back and thinking again about common fears that people would have living in a city, and just like getting into like the capitalism aspect of it, where your kid is going to be left unsupervised. Can you afford a babysitter? No. You know what a lot of parents do? They drop their kids off at the library unsupervised and leave them there. And that's where the story starts. I had that happen to me. And having it end with someone that was raised like that being someone who can't cope with living in reality and turns towards a made-up one, and a kind of loose allegory for me not liking AI bros. And it's like, this is the product of society here. The constant surveillance of the sirens, the no, believe in the big evil monster, have faith in me from the gargoyle. The basically, I was just working through a lot of different, like, small things that capitalism can create fears of living in city, based on some of my own experiences driving through cities and foggy streets at night. And I remember when I was first pitching the show to Joe. I remember I was like, Joe, it's just watch this, and I played the trailer to Tokyo Ghostwire, so you could get like, oh, here's people collapsing, streets are empty, you can hear wings flapping 3 blocks down, and there's creatures walking through the fog. I remember that being like, oh, that's the fastest way I can show off the concept to Joe, and that ended up being one of the touchstones, and kind of like the supernatural thing emanating from a scientific phenomenon where someone tried to study it scientifically and then is like, bitch, you don't understand, this is magic. Bam. But now there's that weird science magic relationship. I was super excited for that, because I love when people who do science do the magic thing, and that was a blast. And considering that the Slumber has happened, people are not going to stop studying that thing now.
No.
I got multiple ideas for what I could do coming back to Slumber. That said, all of y'all heading towards this corporate building, working up the eyeball-filled elevators, encountering the supervisor, and seeing all the sleeping bodies still at work. How are the vibes for the party going through all of that?
I mean, I killed a guy.
You did kill a guy.
You killed the fucking
You did.
guy.
No
you
remorse.
What was his name? He had a really cool name. It was Desmond Vale.
Yeah.
Right.
He was the head of security that was buddy with the scientist who went rogue and caused the Slumber.
Yeah.
You blasted him. You were like, I know where my sister is, and this bald guy is reaching into his jacket. Don't know what he's reaching for. Bam, bam. But that was like a really big moment for Tyler.
Yeah.
And then you had that moment with your sister in the hallway and Honey trying to console you. Which was, well, your sister was passed out. You had a moment over your sister. And how was that for Tyler, if you can remember that?
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, I had most of everything fleshed out for Tyler. And basically what I knew about Harper was that she at one point left and found community somewhere else. Where that was and all of that stuff, I kind of purposely left ambiguous because I was like, I don't know when she's going to come into the story. And so I don't know, like, I'll leave that kind of like undeclared so that when she does come into the story, if she comes into the story, a decision can be made that fits. And so I during that session, when I got to think about my sister, I was like, what if she just works here? And like that being a light bulb moment of there's a lot of interesting stuff that can happen with that, was really cool. And like that moment not being something I was expecting or necessarily prepared for, but it kind of just ended up being, something off the cuff of like, these are kind of conversations that I've had as far as like, coming to terms with the person that you are when you grow up with this kind of religious trauma and like working out of it and like working through it and finding people on the other side that went through a similar experience and being like, cool, I'm glad that you made it out. This is who I am now. I would love to get to know who you are now. and so like that's kind of was kind of a parallel to that. And conversations I've had with people who like grew up similar to me that I found on the other side of that experience.
Mm-hmm. Do you think in the aftermath, because in the end Tyler chose to ride off in the sunset with Honey, and didn't stay behind with their sister, do you think Tyler was just like, you know what, I'm satisfied knowing they're okay, or do you think Tyler ever like called back later?
I think it was a thing of the moment that he, like, it was the moment of realization of it was kind of like his self-doubt coming back to him, right? And it was him kind of having the moment of, well, if she wanted to connect with me, she would have. And like the whole realization of, she's been in this city this whole time. She's been like a matter of blocks away from me for the past couple years. She could have at any time come and found me. She clearly doesn't want to. And whether or not that's true, that is just what Tyler conceptualized in his mind, because he's, never had any sort of self-worth or self-esteem. And so that was kind of just like the his insecurity getting the best of him, I think.
So what you're saying is Harper needs to be the main character of the sequel instead of Tyler.
I almost like I didn't want to make any decisions for anybody, but I almost feel like if like there was a sequel, and like people got back together, either Honey or Tyler would come. I don't think both of them would come back. Like I feel like it's one of those things where like the way that those two disappeared together and the stuff that you know that they're getting up to, one of them is not making it out of there. And like it's probably not going to be Tyler, because let's be real, he hasn't made the best decisions. And also like
R.I.P. Tyler.
It was funny because like there were the last like 4 sessions, there were so many like side conversations that Joe and I were having of like, okay, we're probably gonna kill Tyler. It's probably gonna happen this week.
Right.
This is how it might happen. Like it was so funny because it was like out of character. Joe and I were like trying to get this poor boy killed. And it ended up but I think it ended up interesting because like I think that like him leaving in the circumstances that he did at the end of it was almost like a fate worse than death. It was almost like the not knowing. It was the uncertainty of him kind of going off into this like, life that he knows nothing about is almost scarier than just like meeting his end. But I do think that like because of that, like he's probably not long for this earth.
Damn. R.I.P. Tyler. You were a real one. That said, hey, at least it's Honey that does you in and not a giant gargoyle monster.
Yeah.
True.
Like part of the conversations that we were having was like if Tyler had died in the series and then Harper had come in and Honey had been responsible in any way, shape, or form for Tyler's death, Harper probably would have immediately tried to kill Honey, or at least been incredibly adversarial towards her. So like,
and
that would have been kind of crazy.
Dr. James and Harper trying to kill Honey together at the very end makes a lot of sense. Like I see that world.
That would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
There was so much conversation about potential player-on-player violence towards the middle of the game.
The other thing that I guess since we're at the end and we're doing all the behind the scenes stuff, the reason Harper never reached back out to Tyler is because she thought Tyler died with the rest of the cult. And so she actually has no idea that he's still alive.
Oh no!
So that's rough.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Never goes back to check.
R.I.P. Tyler.
R.I.P. Tyler, for real.
Honey needs to be stopped.
No.
Maybe Honey's the villain of the sequel.
Oh, whoa. Maybe, once again, Dr. James, right again. No one listens. What a surprise.
Is there anything else we haven't covered yet?
I mean,
question about that.
so the Fallout tables is something that's interesting. We could pull up
Yes.
the
Oh, God,
Fallout
yeah.
table.
Yeah. We each have made our own custom ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for the Fallout table, I didn't want to use the base one in the original game because the game says adjust the Fallout table to your particular tastes. And the one
Can
in
you
the game.
relink it? If you
Let
have
me
it. No, I have it.
find
I have
it.
that. Don't worry.
The Fallout table in the original game is a D20 list for everyone to use. And for Slumber, I made a list of around 24. I wanted to have more, but I only made 24 Fallout table options. And I believe I had you all make your own little D6 or D8 palette. Oh, D8 palette. For each of yourselves to use for your characters.
Yeah.
Which were really fun to get to have. I have a list of everyone's Fallout table options as well. If only I can find it. It's somewhere. But we had a lot of different options. The only ones that I kept from the original one were Doomed, The Hunt, Full to Bursting, and I think all the others were a mix of like me making new ones or just tweaking old ones. We got the non-stop bleeding hands from Layla at one point, which you used as an
Still
oil slick.
in shock that I managed to roll that.
Yeah, and that was a perfect time to roll it too.
I know.
I'm just now noticing one of them.
Go on.
Weapon of Legend, something capable of being used as a weapon within your line of sight, becomes imbued with the power of dreams, becoming a weapon of legend. It now does D10 of damage. As an action, you can summon it to you. If Dr. James had gotten this and it was just like a magical girl crowbar, that would have been
That would have been so iconic.
Oh, God, that would have been so good.
There were some pain split and stress split ones. You can split in half.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
I
start
have
taking
the
by
list.
one of you. Oh, yeah,
Dr.
yeah.
James had Red-Handed, Pain Split, Dreams of Falling, Swap Places, Lucid Control, Shadow Guide, Wayfinder, and Magical Awakening. Tyler had Doomed, Full to Bursting, Mirror World, Wayfinder, Vision, Dream Guide, Stress Split, and Dreams of Falling. Mirror World, Layla had Mirror World, Heart and Skin, Red-Handed, The Hunt, Sleep Paralysis, Magical Awakening, Full to Bursting, or Stress Split, depending on what people wanted. And then Lucid Control. And then Harlan had Doomed, Mirror World. Well, Harlan and Honey had Doomed, Mirror World, Vision, Sleep Paralysis, Dreams of Losing Teeth, Hysterical Strength, Red-Handed, Dreams of Fall. Actually, did Honey have a different one? Because Honey got the Hunt when Honey rolled.
Yeah, I don't
So I think
remember.
Honey had their own separate one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Does make sense.
Which I think it's funny that both Honey and Layla had the Hunt on their lists in that case. And then both Tyler had the Stress Split, but Dr. James had the Pain Split, where the Pain Split to the audience, it would allow you to split the physical damage that you take with another character, and the stress split would do the same to control, which I thought was really fun. A lot of these were really trippy, where I wanted them to be potentially good and potentially bad. There's one called Doomed, where the next critical save against damage, if you fail, you will die instantly.
Awesome.
And if you escape, you get to make a new hit point maximum. The Hunt makes all critical damage you take capable of mutilating your body, but you would always be able to continue on anyway. Full to Bursting would have you would have vomited up stuff, but hey, you would be especially strong before it happens. There's a lot of stuff in here. The Dream Guide was in there. I believe we had a vision be rolled for Tyler, and that's how you found out about your sister.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tyler rolled twice, didn't? Tyler also rolled Dreams of Falling.
I got the Dream Guide to get out of the. I think it was the Dream Guide that I got, because that's how we got out of the
gargoyle.
That's how we got away from the gargoyle. Yeah.
Right.
And then Dr. James managed to not roll in the Fallout table.
Kept it cool. He was a cucumber.
Kept it cool.
Too smart for that.
Too smart for that bullshit. I wasn't about to die.
Layla got red-handed, and I think that's it. And then Harlan didn't live long enough to roll on it.
He did not.
And then Honey did roll the Hunt, and that's why she's a she-wolf now.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I guess before we go, the gargoyle, again, was a big one. And going into it, I knew the church was going to be big, and I knew that the actual being behind Myriad suspiciously seeking you all out was going to be in the on the way to the chapter house. However, the execution of how we got there was driven entirely by the fact that I confused myself on the cloister. When we were doing the cloister, I was like, L-shape.
That was a cloister fuck for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I kind of got myself confused there, and I'm like, if I'm confused, I know everyone else is confused. But it's a good thing, because we're ending the session on a cliffhanger. And next session, you know what? I'm gonna go berserk to start it out. And so I got all of y'all to jump in that light hole and had you fall through stained glass designs until you were in a void with a being that just wanted you to take a leap of faith with them.
I love
So
and-
good. Love.
I've actually never played Kingdom Hearts. I wasn't a Kingdom Hearts kid.
I don't know if it would be your vibe, honestly, but it could
Ow.
Fair.
I did not actually have planned that the gargoyle was going to be a gargoyle in particular. I knew that I was not going to have y'all look at them at first. But then Honey so politely asked, and I was like, you know what? I have cooked up something specifically for this. I don't throw away anything. I had notes for a gargoyle-esque creature. All I knew was that the claws were going to be stained glass. If y'all turned around, I didn't know what the rest of the body was going to look like, and then I was like thinking about a previous, the first ever AP I tried to run that never happened. It was going to be a gargoyle-esque creature that their weakness was stained glass. And they of course look like a protector, and are associated with the church, and so it just perfectly slid in place for the description of the full gargoyle. And Tyler had that moment where they realize, oh, these people down here are the cult that died in front of me. Oh, there's my mom. And there were the double myriads in the cages. It was a big, kind of fucked up middle chapter, but I was like, hey, let's go big or go home. Can they fight the dream kaiju?
God, I love gargoyles so much.
It was fun. And then you, Honey, rolled the hunt during that battle, and kept a piece of the gargoyle. I think you kept some stained glass.
Yeah, I think so.
And so you were walking around with dream stained glass in your bag on your adventures with Tyler. But yeah, that was really a blast to get to work with. So how, I guess my last question would be, how were y'all feeling around that session? Because I was nervous about it.
It was great for me. Like, I always have enjoyed your imagery, and also I think that, like, especially with TTRPGs, that like a lot of what makes horror work in TTRPGs is like what you don't show. And I think that a lot of DMs try and be like overly grotesque when they're trying to make something spooky. But like, you know, Hitchcock was a master of like, you know, the scary thing is what's happening off screen. And like that, especially in TTRPG where it's all kind of like in your imagination, that is a technique that is like really comes in handy when you're trying to make horror work. And it's something that you excel at. And I think there were a lot of the scares in this story, and like the gargoyle one where we didn't completely see it at first. Like a lot of the scares were us kind of like filling in the blanks of like the things that we didn't see.
Exactly.
So you did a really good job on like kind of making those moments work.
Thank you. I did the same with the sirens, only showing y'all the eyes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to tell y'all what it would have been if they saw you.
No.
Yeah.
They were so
Let us
scary,
be right.
honestly. Cops, monster cops, invisible cops, it's odd. If there was an actual other form, it feels like I'm good on knowing what it actually was going to be. No, yeah. I mean, the gargoyle was the scene where Honey was still experiencing the church after Harlan dies. So it was interesting. It was fun for me to like just jump into the team dynamic, like immediately.
Yeah.
And like,
you killed it there.
Everyone's suspicious of her. Tyler's like love at first sight. And that's where she also locks onto Tyler and is like, I'm gonna hold on to this one because he's my key, he's my ticket to staying in this little group until I discard them. Which is what she says to Roscoe. When, you know, obviously Roscoe.
R.I.P. Roscoe.
R.I.P. Roscoe.
Roscoe.
Roscoe is supposed to be Oleander's little tool of like whatever story progression. Also supposed to be OG Dreamer, and then it's just like, bye, Roscoe. Like I've taken Myriad, yeah, like that's just like a whole other like improv-based relationship that just happened of like,
Yeah.
at the very end. Yeah.
I think it was like a few days before we had to introduce Honey.
Yeah.
where you were like, "Can Honey know Roscoe?"
Yeah.
Or Honey know you didn't know their name was Roscoe yet, but can Honey know that guy? I'm like, yeah, Honey can know that guy. I yes and a lot. That's why those breaks were great, because sometimes y'all would say shit of like, and let's move to a break, and then I would sit down in the corner and plot a new creature on the fly.
Yeah, the department store encounter, because they just decided they wanted to go on a shopping trip.
The two women just had to want to go shopping. Yeah,
I felt like that was super important, though.
I
feel like making sure they got that moment was super important. I wanted to make sure that these characters who their appearance matters so much to them and their perception from other people matters so much to them got a chance to go to the place with all the mirrors and mannequins and clothes.
And possess clothing, yeah.
Yeah. And what a glorious makeover sequence that was for both of them.
Fantastic. Oh, God.
Even having the creatures hiding inside the mannequins. It was a blast. Everything about Slumber was lovely. It was lovely getting to work with all of y'all. It was lovely. This was my second AP, and is my longest AP, at 8 episodes. And y'all made it a blast. There was no point where I was ever like, oh, I don't want to come into Slumber today. I was excited every time, rubbing my grubby little hands together, going, I get to do Slumber today.
Yes, you were.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you all for coming on this journey with me. And
For having us.
And sorry, I was looking down at the chat. And if that is, unless there's any last questions anyone has, I guess we could bring an end.
I have kind of a parting question that may be a good note to go out on. What does everybody feel like their character's theme song was?
Ooh.
I know people like to make playlists and stuff.
Oh, God, I can't remember.
I had a playlist for myself as the GM, and I put Mr. Sandman on it because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's not old enough of a song to be in the public domain, so we couldn't put it in the AP.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me think.
Yeah, I had a whole playlist put together. Some of the ones that stuck out were there's a song called "Splenetic" by Like Roses, and there's a line in it that says, "I wish you loved me the way you think you do," and it's that's just kind of every relationship Tyler's ever had, of just giving everything he has to people who are only using him for what they need, and him failing to see that he's walking right back into that with Honey. And there are a couple other ones that kind of stuck out as Dune but Bring New Horizons always a solid one. But yeah, I had a whole playlist.
I don't really have one for Harlan, hilariously. I don't know what his vibe would be, but A Perfect Circle has two different versions of one song that has the same lyrics. One is called Pet and one is called Marching to the Beat of the Drums, the sound of sheep. I'm trying to remember the exact song title, but essentially the first song is Pet is basically it's a song based on addiction, but the lyrics are basically don't fret, precious, I'm here, step away from the window and go back to sleep. It's very much a song of how addiction just keeps pulling you in. And then the second version, which is it's like marching to the beat of war drums to the rhythm of sheep. I am butchering this so bad. Counting bodies like sheep to the rhythm of the war drums is what the song is called. And I just can't not ascribe that to Honey in such a way of like, I'm going to basically control Tyler's entire narrative of who he is, who I want him to be, and how to like kind of how it's almost in again another bad ending of like how she could have. There was a conversation we had at the end even about like, hey, is someone gonna go along with the gargoyle? Is someone gonna go along with the CEO and continue to perpetuate the slumber? And in the right circumstances, Honey absolutely was gonna go one way or the other. So I think A Perfect Circle has the right vibe. Otherwise, it's like Gwen Stefani or something. Like, you know, like it's just edgelord, but a girl vibe.
What about Abhishek and Kendo?
So I lied. I didn't create a playlist for Layla, but I think looking through some of my older playlists, I can definitely see Layla having two playlists. One for like episode 1 Layla and like one for episode 8 Layla. So episode 1 Layla would be Joyride by Kesha.
I love that pick.
For episode 8, so I think for episode 8 it would be either, what was it? Not something like that. No. Boss Bitch by Doja Cat.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
The journey.
It's a journey, honestly, when you think about it. But yeah, that's the idea that I came up with when I was kind of looking back at it.
Mm. And that leaves us with Kendo.
Kiss Kiss Call in Love.
Kiss Kiss Fall in Love. God, this is hard to say. I don't really know enough music. What's the Mountain Goat song?
Oh yeah.
No Children.
Oh no.
No.
Honestly,
no children by the
actually,
Mountain Goats.
yeah.
I'm
No, but
drowning.
actually, that's like you and your wife 100%. Actually,
I
No,
hope you
okay,
die.
no. But here's the
I hope
here's
we
the
both die.
No, but here's the tragedy. Even to this day, he loves his wife. Like his wife was cheating on him for so long, and he knew about it, but loved her so much that he was like, "Hey, she's still with me, so something must be good."
No.
And then she plotted to kill him. And he didn't want to believe that it was happening, but his student who
You're just in
super had
class.
ulterior motives.
Just dying.
No,
Your
super
student,
like
Professor, why are you dying of arsenic poisoning right now?
no. One of the things about
I'm
him is
drowning.
that he's like genuinely like pretty like a fit person, which is like why his like physical stats are so good. He like keeps himself in shape. But the student that was obsessed with him and had ulterior motives basically tracked as like over time he's like, you're getting like something's not right here actually. And so in that case, gang, sometimes stalking good. No, stalking's bad. Stalking's bad. But in this one case, it did save his life, and he was so sad about it. He was so upset about it. He's still so upset about it.
Dr. James is my favorite little blorbo.
Truly.
He's a wife guy to the end. Even
Absolutely.
he would love to have a
not
wife,
a wife guy.
He, yeah, you know, it is what it is.
What can you do?
One
And
question I do want to ask, actually.
ooh,
Yeah.
go for it.
So, assuming we all picked our character, we obviously have our characters of like Tyler, Dr. James, Harlan, and Layla to begin with. What do you think the vibe would have been like if we went with our backup characters first? So
Right.
like Harper,
Oh.
Vinay, Honey, and Kendo's backup character, which I don't know the name of.
I don't.
What was
I
your
don't
character's
remember
name? Yeah,
that
what was your
either.
backup character's name?
It's
was
in
it
the thing.
Rodney? No.
No.
It's
It was more. It was
Little
Flynn. It was
Rodney's
Flynn.
son.
Flynn.
I was about to say it's more non-binary than that.
Oh my god.
Flint.
What do you, yeah, like
It would absolutely be a like fight for control between Harper and Honey. Like
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. And I have a in my mind that probably like Harper was kind of very like the opposite of Tyler, that she was very independent and very like headstrong, and because like, you know, she got out of that situation very early on, like in her teens, and kind of like since she was a teenager has been forced to like has had to fend for herself and like learn things for herself. So she's would have been very independent and like, you know, able to stand up for herself in all the ways that Tyler couldn't. So yeah, that would have been a completely different dynamic. And also she didn't know that Tyler was alive, so she probably would have just like been sadly talking about this brother that she thought was dead.
Damn.
damn.
Lynn probably thought that they were high the whole time, and that they were like on the
Fair,
really bad
honestly.
trip.
Oh.
And would have just been like, tragically would have followed Honey around like a puppy.
Oh no. They
Or
were the
Layla,
Tyler.
honestly.
It would have been the Tyler of
Flynn would have been Tyler.
Honestly, Flynn would follow around any gorgeous woman who would tell him what to do.
So what
Well,
you're
to be fair, I
saying
mean,
is
yeah.
that
Like a more pathetic
the-
version of Tyler that doesn't have like that many. Like Tyler has some redeeming qualities that I don't think Flynn has.
Oh,
Damn.
I still feel like I want to see Flint and
Damn.
Tyler meet now, though.
I like now I gotta see that
Flynn
happen.
and Tyler would vibe. I think they'd vibe.
I feel like they would be in like not an anime watch party.
Watch Mojo, watch party.
A watch Mojo watch party. Quite tragically, Flynn would be the person who would like get very high on not great substances and then watch Mojo for 14 hours a day.
Damn.
Ooh.
And like go to like the vending
rot.
machine of the motel that
Rotting.
they're living in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just complete just rotting.
Yeah,
about Vinay?
Tyler's probably made burgers for him without even knowing.
Oh, for sure.
Vinay would have been interesting because he very much is kind of like the opposite of Layla. Because whereas Layla is very like outgoing, bitchy, like very self-assured, Vinay is a lot more of like the quieter like type. He's very stoic, very odd a little bit. Like he's the one who's essentially he's the one who's also helping Layla finance Layla, because he's the one who's also like commissioning her for like art and like Vinay and Layla have like a very relationship. Vinay is essentially using Layla as his model for his artwork, and he pays her for it. But it's a very weird relationship that the two have. He also would have been the one who likes anime, which is why Layla knows what the fuck, which is why Layla knows what Tyler and Dr. James would have talked about.
Oh my goodness.
But the best way I can describe him is like a darker Yusuke from Persona 5.
Oh,
Like he has that very, he is like essentially like he's very odd, but in a more macabre sense.
yeah.
It's like
I love how even though not all of y'all got to play your second characters had such a strong effect on your first characters.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was so fun getting to see how all of that would weigh on all of you, because it still like created like more of a relationship to the city for everyone. And more of a I guess a more fleshed out background in the sense of like, oh, I have people that live here that I do know and do have an effect on my life. And it would have been so interesting to see all these characters have to cycle in. But now, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
That said, I believe that was the last question that we have. Oh, we're being rated as we're ending. Hello.
Thank you, Sword
love
and
it.
Key.
Thank you.
you.
Raiders.
Thanks, Sword and Key.
Hello everyone. We are just ending this talk back. Oh, you made cries. Wonderful. But this has been awesome to get to work on Slumber with y'all. For now, I guess one last time, everybody can sign off. I'm Oleander. I am. You can find me at Stray Nerd Boy on Bluesky, and on Tumblr. I guess you can technically still try to find me on Twitter, but I'm pretty sure. Well, one, I don't really use Twitter like that. But also, I don't think you can search me up in the Twitter search bar. I'm pretty sure I'm banned from that feature. And I'll throw it over to Joe.
Me. Hello, everybody. I have been Josephine at Scary Dog Friend, playing Slumber. I have been Harlan Yoon as well as Honey Nam. You can find those VODs again on Bad House's YouTube. Please go ahead and give us a beautiful little subscribe if you can. Very soon, in less than a month, you will find Kendo and I in the next installment of Darkness Eternal, playing a Sabbat game, Eternity in Jersey City. More info about that, more posters and things will certainly come after Gen Con at this point. You can find Kendo and I also both at Gen Con. And yeah, more exciting things to come. Bad House shit in the fall is gonna be crazy. Lots of fun stuff coming up very soon. I'll pass it over to Abhishek.
Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek Matange. In the case of Slumber, I was playing Layla Patel, our lovely badass model. You can find me over on both Twitter and Blue Sky at Neon Raiden, or some variation of it. I think Twitter has Neon_Raiden instead. But I'm a tokusatsu lover, voice actor, TTRPG AP performer. Yeah, I love everything Tokusatsu, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, Super Sentai, Power Rangers. I'm still buzzing about the fact that Kamen Rider Zetsu will officially be streaming in the US. Wait,
what is? Which Kamen Rider?
The newest one next season is going to be officially streaming in the US.
Hell yeah! We gotta watch party that eventually.
Oh, absolutely! I'm still buzzed about that. But yeah, I'm currently not in any other projects at the moment. So if you feel like I would be a good fit for your cast, please feel free to send me your casting call, whether that be through Discord or Blue Sky, or even on the Discord if you have me there. Yeah, that is basically it for me. I will go ahead and pass it off to Sean.
What's up, everybody? I am found on TikTok and Blue Sky at HighGainSad, and also twitch.tv/Imagination Arcade, where this Thursday we are going to be killing Hitler. So if you want to come watch us play Eat the Reich, and you want to watch Joe play a zombie cowboy vampire, you can come check that out. It's been a whole lot of fun, and we're excited to wrap it up. And also on Sunday afternoons, the continuation of our Marvel Multiverse game, where I believe Yoet's 8-Bit will be returning as Miles Morales this week. And we've got a couple other surprises for the last couple episodes of that. But yeah, that's what I got going on, and I'll throw it over to Kendo.
Hey everybody, my name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you can prefer. You can find me everywhere on the internet that matters at Kendo Makes Films. And you can find my actual play podcast, Tales Get Told, wherever you get your podcasts. And, hey, guess what? Anywhere on the internet that matters at Tales Get Told. And on Blue Sky, on Bluesky at talesgettold.com. This upcoming Wednesday, actually, we will be doing our first feed drop episode, where we will be dropping an episode from Maya's Game Room. of their new liminal horror 2-part actual play. So we're dropping part 1 this Wednesday. Which I guess you can go listen to my escape room because episode 1 and 2 are already out. But if you wanted to wait until we drop the first episode, you could do that as well. What else am I doing? I'm in a couple of stuff. This upcoming Wednesday, you can find me playing Leo Vance in Castaway the Desert, where a Nora team once again goes up against the Scorpions, who think that they're gonna win this week's elimination challenge. And guess what? We're all croak, no joke. Fuck them. Let's win. Let's go, Team Anura. We're playing Castaway in a Survivor-esque actual play for charity. So you can come and donate to a charity to help queer and trans people who need it, and also support your favorite competitors or hurt a random one. Come and help me so I can win. Thanks. And that's on Game Master Monday on Twitch.
Hell yeah.
We are going to raid Maddie DuVernay, who is going to catch up with some K-pop and play some Peak with some friends. But for now, bye.
Sweet dreams, everybody.
Sweet
Sheep
Jesus
dreams.
Christ.
Everybody.
All right.
Got him.
Bye.